Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking this video. So today's video is going to be a bit different from my last two videos because we're going to be sitting and chatting and talking about something very important, that very important decision that I made in my life. And the title of this video is called Why Going Bald Was the Best Decision of My Life. So let's just get to it. So we're going to start from the beginning. So a few years ago, one of my sisters actually cut all her hair off. And I remember at the time I was low key judging. I was like, why'd you do that? I was like, was something happening? Is everything okay? But one thing I remember that she told me that really stuck with me was she told me that she felt super liberated within herself and just free. And I was like, how can you feel like that? Like, how? Like, I don't understand. It's just hair. And yeah, she just really inspired me because just seeing her go bald, which maybe only like 1 to 5% of women would ever do in this world, is just was low-key crazy to me. And it inspired me because then I wanted to do that. And I was like, I want to go bald at one point in my life, but it's probably not going to be till I'm in my mid 30s, maybe when I'm early 40s, maybe my late 20s. And I kind of just put it aside, but I put it in my bucket list of things to do. Like, this is something I want to do at some point in my life. But it wasn't going to be soon. Like, it wasn't going to be now. And guys, that changed. Okay. Because one thing I struggle with is comparison. I tend to compare myself a lot to other people, to my friends, to society, especially with social media. And I think it's super dangerous when you constantly compare yourself to other people because you don't see the value in yourself. And the thing about social media, guys, is I think social media is amazing. It opens up so many doors for opportunities. You get to meet people from all over the world, connect with people from all parts of the country. But I think it's very dangerous because with the thing with social media is that most of the stuff that gets posted on social media is mostly the highlights, the highs of life. And the thing with any human being is we go through highs and lows in life. Life isn't always woo, happy, amazing, like I love life. No, that's just not how life works. And the thing with social media too is that no one really posts about the lows of their life. No one really talks about it. Some do. Um but most people don't. And I mean, that's okay. Like, I wouldn't really want to post the worst parts of my life for the world to see because that's embarrassing. Like, that kind of ruins your reputation. But I think it's so important to highlight and put into consideration that we're all human beings. We all go through hardships in our life, and it's okay to struggle. And but that doesn't give you the right to constantly compare yourself because that's what I did. And I always was so hard on myself. I never really felt pretty. I always judged myself. I always felt like there was something I needed to fix about myself. There was something that was wrong with me. I felt like I was never good enough. And yeah, and going bald really changed those things for me, which is weird because you're like, that's just hair nutty. How can that relate to that? But I'll get more into that. So we're gonna start from the day that I actually cut my hair. So no one really knew that I wanted to cut off all my hair except one person, which was my boyfriend, and he was actually very supportive about it. He was like, "Yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it," and he would tell me a lot. He's like, "Just do it," and I'd be like, "No, there's no way we're doing that." And he's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because I'm gonna have no hair. I'm gonna be bald. I'm gonna look ugly." And he was like, "You are not gonna look ugly." He's like, "You're still the same person. You're just not gonna have hair." And I was like, "Do you know how serious that is? Like, I'm a woman. People are gonna look at me weird." And he was like, "So what? Your hair will grow back. Like, you're beautiful no matter what." And I was like, I just still wasn't convinced enough. And I think as women, especially in this society, since the beginning of time, women have always been seen as these creatures who always have to look perfect, no imperfections, slim bodies, no cellulite, no fat, super long hair, gorgeous lashes, anything. Like, you can't have any imperfections because society won't accept you and you won't fit into the standards. And guys, that's impossible. Not all women in this world can look the same. Not all women can have perfectly long hair, skinny body. Like, that's not the way God created us. And we were all created so beautifully, so differently. And I think that's so beautiful because imagine if all the women in this world, however many women, 4 billion women in this world, if all the women in this world had the same hair, same body figure, same face features, like, guys, can we agree that that would be boring? That would be boring, right? And I think it's just beautiful how we were all created so differently, but we're still also beautiful. And that also just me being bald also challenged a lot of people's views on women because especially me as a woman, you don't see a lot of women going bald. Like I really only know two people in my life who have ever gone bald, and that's my sister and then this other woman in my life who I've also had a friendship with since my teenagehood. And yeah, I think it's just really powerful to go bald because beauty is seen from within. It's not seen from all these outside. I'm not saying that reputation is not important. I think reputation is very important, the way you present yourself, looking tidy, looking clean, but you can be the most beautiful person in this world. You can be the prettiest person in this world. But if you have an ugly personality, guys, what value is there? There's no value. Like, it's truly the heart and the sincerity and the personality to me. That's truly what reflects and matters the most in a person. Um, but yeah, so the day that I cut my hair, um, my boyfriend cut it all off. It was very spontaneous, guys, actually. I was not none of us knew that this was gonna happen. Like it was just kind of spontaneous. He was like, "Can I cut your hair off?" And I was like, "Are you crazy? Like, no." But then I was like, "You know what? Let's just do it. Like, it's now or never. Like, if you don't do it now, what makes you think you're gonna do it when you're 30, 35? Because here's the thing, guys. You can keep on delaying and say, oh, later when this gets fixed. Fixed. Guys, you know why it's so bad to do that? Because it's never gonna happen. Because there's always gonna be something you need to fix. You're like, oh, I'll do it. I'll stick to that plan when I get better than this. Guys, the best time to do it is now. And that's exactly what I did. Facing your fears, guys. I know you're looking at me. Facing your fears is so important. It's scary. I won't lie, it's very scary in the beginning, but it's so life changing because it's made me going bald. Yes, going bald. You're like, girl, yes. Going bald has made me grow in ways that I never thought I would be able to achieve. I love myself so much more, guys. It's crazy. I remember the first few weeks of being bald, I felt so ugly. I felt like an egg. I felt like a man. I felt so musty. I felt so weird. And guys, I'm the same person I am. I just didn't have hair. So what's the difference? It's just hair. Plus it's gonna grow back. So like I wasn't gonna be like that forever. And yeah, I also remember I had to go to class. So I had class the next day and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna go to class? Like I was actually gonna skip class, but I was like, I knew for a fact that if I skipped class, I would definitely skip the next day. So I was like, you know what, you have to face your fear now. Just show up to class. So I did that, guys, and the first thing I noticed was a lot of people were looking at me. No one walked up to me, which was the weirdest part. Like people looked at me and observed it, but they didn't question it. They probably were in their head, but they didn't like physically approach me and ask me, "Oh, why'd you do that?" Which was weird. And I remember my professor as well when he was teaching the lecture, because I my seat was like in the front row, so I was right in this man's face, and he would be teaching the lecture, and he was like, he would either look at me and his face would be like he'd try to keep his face normal, or he would like avoid looking at me because I was bald, bro. Like what? Like have I committed a crime? No. um but yeah, so I think just conquering that first class really made me feel so much better. Like I was so afraid of how other people would view me, but I felt better. I was like, you know what? I can do this. But here's where the challenging part came. My second class was one of my dance classes. And for those who don't know me, I'm a dance major. It's my primary major. So I dance every day. And I remember, guys, I was so terrified to go to class because all my friends would see, all these other dancers I danced with would see. And I was like, everyone's going to think I'm weird. They're going to think I went crazy. They're going to be like, why'd you do that? What'd you do? Are you okay? Guys, it was the complete opposite. When I walked into class, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh. They were like, you look cute. They're like, okay, like I like this new Natalia, like she's cute. Like, and I was like, oh, I was like, really? And the fact that like I wasn't confident in who I was, but they were so confident with how I look, they were like, "You look so cute." And I was like, "Really?" So I felt weird, but I also felt so loved, which is crazy, guys. Like I felt so seen by people because right when I broke out of that bubble of trying to please people, trying to fit into these societal standards of how a woman should look like, going bald really challenged me to love myself in a way I have never, ever loved myself at any point in my life. Guys, I truly have grown so much. I love myself so much more. I don't compare myself as much as I used to just because of what I went through. And I've also just noticed that a lot of my close friends really supported me, which honestly made me feel so much better because I feel like if my close friendships slash relationships didn't support my decision, it kind of make me feel bad about myself. But the fact that I was supported, I think really helped a lot. And obviously there were still people who judged. I remember there was one person who was like, and he was like, "Why'd you?" He was like, He was like, "I don't mean to be disrespectful, but why did you cut your hair?" And I was like, "You know what? It's fine. Like, it's fine if you ask me." And I explained to him basically everything that I just told you guys, and he was like, "Oh," he was like, "Wow, I dig that." And this transformation just allowed me to not be afraid to change, guys. I think in this society, we are so afraid to change. We are so used to our routines that when something changes or when we want to change, we're scared to do it and we miss that opportunity. And then time goes by and we regret not doing it, guys. And I'm telling you right now, just do it. If you know you want to do something, you've been wanting to do it for years and you've still been backing off, or months, however long it's been, guys, just do it because change truly does transform you, and you won't know until you do it, guys. You can make up all the scenarios you want. I made up all the scenarios I want. I was like, everyone's gonna judge me, my hair's never gonna grow back. Guys, it's been 15 months, it's grown back. um and yeah, you're never gonna know what the possibilities are, how much you're gonna grow until you actually do it. That's truly, I want to say it's a sad reality, but that's the hard reality. Like, you have to just do it, because if you don't do it, you're gonna miss out and you're gonna regret it. And most of all, you could be at such a more beautiful state or stage of your life and you don't know because you're letting that fear get in the way. So yeah, and I'm not saying you have to go bald. No, you don't have to go, like, I'm not saying like, oh, all women have to shave their heads. No. Would I recommend it? Yes, because it's life changing. But am I saying all women have to shave their heads? Of course not. Because it's not going to mean the same thing to them as it meant to me. This was just very personal, very internally transformative to my life. But basically, the moral of this story was this was the best decision of my life because it allowed me to change and try things, approach things differently, and don't be afraid to do it, guys. Just do it. Don't let the judgments of other people get in your way and stop you from wanting to pursue your dreams or whatever it is you want to do, guys. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one, and happy new year, guys. Bye.